So I'm starting the Pacific Crest Trail in about a week, right in the middle of May. If you're unfamiliar, the PCT is 2,650 miles, and it runs from the border of Mexico and California up through California, Oregon, Washington, all the way up to the Canadian border. I'm starting a little bit later than most, and I actually chose that because I want to do this trail a little bit quicker. So by starting later, I'm not going to run into nearly as much snow, if any at all. It's going to be warmer temperatures overall, and I'll be able to carry a little bit less and hike a little bit faster, more comfortably. This is the backpack that I'm taking. My base weight is about, I think, 6.6 pounds or something. So about 6.6 pound base weight to start out. Now the backpack that I'm bringing on this trip, this is the Pacific Packs V2. It's a 37 liter backpack. It can hold a lot of water bottles on the side. It's got these nice shoulder strap pockets, which I can hold a bunch of gear in for easy access. On the bottom of the pack, it's got a big stretchy pocket that I can store my day's worth of food in. You know, so overall, just a 37 liter pack with a lot of features that are made for efficiency throughout the day. So let's take a look at some of the gear inside. I'm carrying on this trip 4 1 liter bottles, so 4 liters of water. I expect probably the longer water carries to be around 20 miles or so. And last year I did the Arizona Trail and I carried 4 liters and ran into some 20-mile water carries, and 4 liters worked out well for me. But you should definitely figure out what's going to work for you, because I think 4 liters is, you know, a little bit on the lower end of things. I also have on this big front mesh pocket, I have a trowel. This is for using the restroom in a leave no trace manner. The Deuce of Spades, it's super lightweight and very small, and I'm going to keep that handy for digging some holes in the mornings or evenings. Now on this trail, I'm using Aqua Mira as a water treatment. It's just these 2 bottles that you do like 6 drops from one, 6 drops from the other. They mix them up for a little while, like 5 minutes, and add it to your water, and it kills, I believe, any parasites or anything bad in the water. So Aqua Mira. Also, on the outside of the pack, this pack has kind of a nice little feature here where it can hold some tent stakes away from the rest of your gear. So I have a bunch of tent stakes. I think I have 8 in total. And it's just a variety of different tent stakes. I have some MSR groundhogs, I believe. I have some Z-Packs carbon fiber ones, and I have a cheap Walmart one. You know, you're going to lose tent stakes, and don't get too attached to them. Now, in the shoulder strap pockets here, I have my camera. This is a Sony ZV-1, and so far, I've really been loving it. I think it takes nice images and nice video. It is much smaller than the camera that I have been using on trails in the past. I'm going to have this nice little hanging cord so I can keep it safe. So to go along with that, I have a small little plastic tripod, and I can set it up just about anywhere and film from a more secure location. You know, having a tripod is something that I've enjoyed this past year, so I'm still using it. Now I keep my flashlight right up front here. This is a Rovyvon Aurora A5x or A5 or AX5, I'm not sure. I'll leave a link down below. It's a great flashlight. It glows in the dark, so I don't need to search for it. It has multiple different light settings. It recharges via USB. I can even clip it to my hat, so I can use it as a headlamp if I want, or I can hold it down by my side and walk with it as I hike. I'm also carrying some body glide for this trail because, you know, I'm in the desert, I'm hiking 2,000 miles. I'm definitely going to come into a situation where I'll be chafing, and I'm going to need some body glide because that can be pretty debilitating. I'm carrying the world's smallest lip balm. You know, I don't use lip balm much, and once this is ran out, I'm gonna get rid of it and not buy another, but just to start, you know, this is the desert, it is the West, it is super dry, so, you know, I want a little bit of lip balm just so my lips aren't crazy cracking in the beginning. I have some sunglasses in this little microfiber case, you know, just a light case to kind of protect them from getting scratched. These are some Ombra's sunglasses, and I used them all last year, and I really liked them. The way that they are different from normal sunglasses is they don't have a normal, the hinges on the side. They just got this cordage, so, you know, it actually makes the sunglasses a little bit lighter, and, you know, if you're scrambling or doing anything weird, then these sunglasses will stay on your face. You know, you can hang them around your neck if you're not currently using them, and yeah, really enjoyed these sunglasses. So now I think that is just about everything on the outside of my pack. So let's see what I got going on the inside here. Now for a warm jacket, I am carrying a fleece sweater. This is made by the company KUIU. It's just a really nice fleece sweater that I've used for a very long time now, and it has proven to be extremely durable. Super lightweight for a fleece sweater. This is an Enlightened Equipment Visp. I've used this rain jacket for the past 2 years or so, and I've really been enjoying it. It does have some like pit zips to kind of air you out if you have to hike while wearing this. It's got a nice cinch strap on the back so you can adjust the hood. The material, it really feels like some space age kind of material stuff. So the Enlightened Equipment Visp, another super light rain jacket that has worked out pretty well for me so far, but I'm very excited to see how it's going to hold up for this 2,650 mile trail. Now I have my food jar. This is just a Peter Pan peanut butter jar, which I will put maybe some beans and rice in it, add some water, and then eat that from it. So I don't really cook my meals, I just kind of cold soak it. It's a very common practice among thru hikers, but I know it's not for everybody. So I also, to go along with that, I have a plastic spoon that I've cut in half, of course. Now to go through, this is my ditty bag, or all of my small stuff. I don't really use any stuff sacks. I just have this big Ziploc bag, which is see-through, so I can see what's in it and where the things are in it, so I don't have to be digging around everywhere to find things. I have this smaller Ziploc here, which is going to be my wallet. I'm going to keep my ID, my credit card, my debit card. Yes, but also I have a little spreadsheet of the towns I plan on staying in, and I also have my permit for this trail, because you need a permit to hike the Pacific Crest Trail. So a little Ziploc wallet. Now I am starting out the trail with a bunch of Leukotape. This is what I use for blisters, and it sticks super well. I've never found a medical tape that sticks quite like Leukotape. This hike is very exposed and, you know, kind of through the desert. It's not really a desert, but basically, you know, 90 to 100 degree temperatures, totally exposed, and so I'm bringing some sunscreen. This is just a 1 ounce bottle of sunscreen. I can fly with it, and I'm mostly going to be using this on my face and my arms and, you know, maybe the backs of my legs as I'm hiking. Now I have a travel size thing of toothpaste. I also have a bamboo toothbrush. This one has just been cut in half. I have a small bag of ibuprofen. There's maybe 20 pills in here, ibuprofen. I don't expect to use this. I don't want to use this. It's more of an emergency thing. Now I also have, for teeth care, dental care, I have a little plastic flosser tool. It's a small like toothpick on one side and then a flosser on the other side, because a lot of hiking foods just kind of tend to get caught in my teeth, and that can be kind of painful. I also have a mini Bic Lighter, just a small one. Not something I plan on using. I don't plan on making any fires on this trip. In many places it's illegal to have fires on this trip. But, you know, if the situation came to it where it was life and death, I'm definitely going to be making a fire. So I have two USB cords. One is a micro USB to be able to charge my camera and to be able to charge my flashlight. And then the other one is a Type-C USB for charging my cell phone and for charging my external battery. So this is a 20,000 milliamp hour battery, which I'll be using to charge just about everything. My phone, which has all my maps on it, which, you know, take pictures. It'll be used to charge my camera out in the field since I'm creating these videos. So I went with a 20,000 milliamp hour battery. You know, so a big battery that charges uber fast is important for that task. Now I also have a wall port charger to go along with it. For my camera, I do have an extra spare memory card, 128 gigabytes. I do have a little microfiber cloth for cleaning off my camera lens. I have a little Swiss Army knife classic. You know, it's got the knife for maybe cutting open cheese or an avocado or cutting open packages. It's also got little tiny scissors for cutting leukotape in the field. The Swiss Army Knife Classic is just super useful. Now I also have just a single safety pin in here, which I'll be using for blister care. My goal is to prevent blisters and not to get blisters and have to take care of them. So I hope to never use the safety pin. I hope to take care of blisters as soon as I even sort of feel them coming up. But if I do get blisters, then I have the tools to handle them. And I also have some headphones. These are headphones. They have a little microphone so I can talk while I'm walking if I want without holding up my phone to my face. These are, I think, some Skull Candy ones. The last pair I had of these lasted a very long time, so I went with it again. Now that is all my small stuff, all my ditty bag items. Now I've got a beanie here. This one is fleece. I've been using it since 2015. It's starting to get a little bit thin, but it's made by Z-Packs, which is a Florida-based company, and I do like me some Z-Packs. Now I'm carrying a mask on this trip because people are still out there getting sick, and I really don't want to get sick and have to spend a week in a hotel waiting it out, so I'm bringing a mask on this trip. So my socks that I'm bringing, this is a spare. I'm going to have two total, one that are on my feet, one pair on my feet, and then one in my pack. These are Darn Tough mid-weight, so these are a little bit thicker. I do personally like a little bit thicker of a sock, and Darn Toughs have proven to be very durable. There's a lot of great socks out there, but you know, you got to test them out and try them all yourself to see what you like the most. Now we have my shelter. This is made by Z-Packs. It is a Dyneema composite tarp. It's 7 by 9. It's not enclosed. It's just a flat tarp, which I can configure and shape in all sorts of different ways to keep wind off of me, to keep rain off of me. And yeah, tarp is crazy lightweight compared to any tent or hammock system, and I've been using these pretty much every hike I've ever done. So I have a ground sheet. I'm going with Polycro. It keeps me off of the dirt. It keeps me off of the wet ground, you know. It kind of just protects me from whatever is there on the ground. So I went with Polycro mostly because I just happen to have a ton of it. But Polycro is a lot less durable than Tyvek. So, you know, Polycro is going to be lighter than Tyvek, but Tyvek's going to last you a lot longer. Now some pants. These are dance pants, or how I'm using them are wind pants. These are going to be my insulating layer for my lower half. Kind of how they work is they trap heat between your legs and these kind of like nylon outer layer. They are made for dancers, and they are super cheap, and they add a little bit of warmth. I like these over tights because I can hike in these without overheating if it's chilly. Whereas tights, I overheat. Now we have my food bag. I want to say there's about 4 days of food in here right now. Somewhere, I want to say like 5 pounds worth of food maybe. But 5 pounds, 10,000 calories, something like that. And this is just a sil nylon stuff sack, I believe made by Sea to Summit. It's very lightweight, and in the past I've used all sorts of other things, but you know, so far I've kind of grown to enjoy just this thing. Now getting down to my final items here, we have my quilt. This is a 30-degree enlightened equipment Enigma. It is a down quilt. Because I'm starting a little bit later in the year, you know, I'm able to bring a little bit lighter gear. You know, a 30-degree instead of a 20-degree. I'm only bringing a fleece sweater instead of a giant puffy jacket. The benefits of starting late: it's going to be super hot in the desert during the day, but I'll be able to hike a little bit snow-free and a little bit lighter weight. Now the last couple items here, I have just a clear garbage bag, which I use inside of my pack, and I kind of roll the top so that none of the gear inside of my pack gets wet should it rain. Now, oh yeah, just one last item here. This is my sleeping pad. So this is a 1/8 inch piece of foam that is the size of my torso. This is definitely not for everybody. I think a piece of gear like this is going to be better as like a sit pad for most people, but if you're really careful with where you set up and the campsites that you choose, and they have nice like natural duff on the ground to kind of soften the pad and stuff, it's not so bad. So that is all of my gear for the Pacific Crest Trail. My base weight is 6.6 pounds. You know, for the Sierra, I'm going to need a bear can. For north of the Sierra, I'm going to have a little bug head net. You know, so some things are going to change over the course of this hike, but overall, what you see here is pretty much everything. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm super stoked to be getting out on the Pacific Crest Trail again. I leave in 1 week, and yeah, maybe I'll see you out there. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you're not already, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.